Hello. So the first question, do I think special effects will be special again? Um, if special effects can somehow, if, if they are, or if they can be in something like VR, then I think they can be, it'll feel new and different. And I think it would have a great effect on people who already use VR even. I have a little bit of experience, and I think it's fun, and there's great games and stuff, and even movies and shows you can watch in VR, and it gives it a 3D effect. So if there's something more that can be new with special effects to be implemented with VR, then yeah, I think it can be special again. How have we gotten to the point where we somehow feel like we've seen it all before, even as movies just really keep trying to show us things we've never seen before? Um, to me, the article talks about how, in reference to that, it talks about how in the Avengers movie, it does this crazy, cool stuff and looks so real, but nobody even really bats an eye or talks crazy about it as if it's this next thing. I kind of think we're just used to it, and some of us are growing up with it, and it's nothing crazy because we just know what it is. We're used to it. I think if it could be something more realistic and more dramatic, less out there crazy, then maybe it could make it a little more special even. The third question, the article states, and since many filmmakers and producers are convinced that anything can be done or fixed in post, entire sequences are often changed or entirely redone at the last minute. Do you think filmmakers are taking advantage of FX artists? Absolutely. There's all kinds of stories about FX artists, how much work they do, and how little credit they get. To me, it seems like FX artists are really the ones, special effects artists are really the ones that make the movie. Without them, they would be like, okay, we have to call it quits because we got nothing. I think they should really be the real money makers, but according to all the articles and news and everything, and protests even, they're not the ones that are getting the credits and making the money. So yeah, I do think they're definitely taken advantage of. I think they do a lot of work, and they'll get a lot of credit. Fourth question. The article states we actual humans turn out to be quite skilled at being able to look at other faces and know when something's not quite right. Do you agree with this statement? Yeah, I definitely agree with this statement. I'm not sure what it's called, but there's a newer movie that's either about to come out or maybe just come out about some like alien girl who has these crazy big eyes. Looks super dumb to me. I think it looks terrible. I kind of can't look away from it because I know how bad it looks, and you see them. It's obviously done with special effects, and while it might look good, it also looks just incredibly dumb. You could just immediately recognize that something's not right for sure. I mean, obviously the eyes are meant to be bigger in this film, but it just looks funky. Any other examples? Maybe when characters have like fake scars on them and stuff, but it's not all done with makeup, like such as when it's a fresh wound or something. It's not quite done with makeup and cosmetic stuff. Sometimes it is done with special effects. Sometimes you can tell. I can't think of a specific example, but I definitely agree with the statement that we're skilled at being able to look at faces and know when something's not quite right. Going back to the second and third question about how things try and show us new effects and everything, something stood out to me, or something I thought of while reading the article, was how in the old Star Wars movies, a lot of people really love those because they didn't use a ton of special effects. They used more props and everything. Something I like the newer Star Wars movies. I think they're fun. Um, I loved the scene in The Last Jedi where it was the throne room of Snoke, and there was the red guards in the back, and it was Rey and villain guy. I'm blanking. Um, they were in the scene together, and they end up fighting all the red guards with all the different lightsabery weapons. I think that scene was great. I think it could have been so much better though if they used and focused a little less on the effects and a little more of maybe some like dramatics. Uh, I want to reference it to the scene between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker when they had that epic little fight. It was slower, and it made it so much more intense though. And they used like so little special effects. I mean, I'm sure there were some, but a lot less. Obviously, the sabers and everything. But with the Last Jedi scene, they used so many effects, and they were jumping around like crazy and just doing all these dumb moves. And I think it could have been so much better if they treated it more like the scene in, I think it's The Empire Strikes Back, between Luke and Darth Vader. Could have been much better in my opinion. That wraps it up.